been 2 years since I bought my Toyota Tacoma and a year and a half since I built this DIY truck camper. From the icy roads of Alaska to the scorching heat of Arizona, this thing has seen it all. Someone asked me the other day, how is the poor man's fiberglass holding up? Well, today I'm giving you the full rundown of my real world results, so let's dive in. So first, why did I go with poor man's fiberglass to begin with? Simple. It's budget friendly and beginner friendly. All I needed was painter's canvas, wood glue, an iron, some paint, and a whole lot of patience. It took a long time. There was no need for expensive fiberglass or fancy materials, just a good old DIY approach. But as with anything beginner friendly, the first time you do it, there's always that lingering question, will this actually hold up? So after a year and a half on the road, here's what's looking great and what, well, could use a little TLC. First off, one of the great things, no leaks. That's a huge win. The PMF itself has held really strong. There's been no major peeling, and I haven't seen any water getting through the PMF itself. There was a little bit of leaking between my paneling, but that's not the PMF's fault. That is a build issue in the ceiling between the different panels that I use to put my truck camper together. For the PMF itself, the color has faded a little bit, but that's just cosmetic. A fresh coat of paint would fix that up easily. Now for the trouble spots. The edges of the roof have some bubbling where the PMF is lifting from the wood. I had a little bit of issue getting the canvas and glue to adhere as well on the narrower strips of wood. And so the edges of the roof are one of my narrower pieces. I think maybe I just needed to use a little bit more glue there than what I was laying down, but it is bubbling a little bit on the edges of the roof. In certain areas it's bubbling a lot. It's still adhered and it is still repelling water, but it gives it kind of a bumpy, bubbled look. And the door frame, that's where we ran into a little bit of wear and tear. The door ended up a little bit tighter than expected. And in warm weather, the PMF on the door rubs against the door frame PMF, and the two pieces will kind of stick together. And then when you go to open it, you get a little bit of resistance and you created a little small tear at one point. It's nothing catastrophic, but it's definitely something that I'll need to patch up in the future. So if I had to do it all over again, what would I change? Well, for starters, I'd use a little more glue and take extra care on those narrow edges. And for the door, I'd make sure that there's a little more clearance to avoid rubbing. Maybe I'd even put something over the PMF, like a metal plate or something that would just slide a little bit easier if there's swelling from warm weather or freezing or things like that. But overall, I'd say that the PMF has been a solid choice. It's lightweight, durable, and most importantly, it has kept my truck camper protected through all kinds of weather. So was the PMF the perfect solution? Not quite, but for a DIY budget build, I'd say it's done its job pretty well. If you're thinking about using PMF for your own camper build, hopefully this gives you a real world look at what to expect. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want to see more updates on this camper, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.